Alrighty, Brandon, let me know when you want to proceed. Jonathan, you ready? Alrighty, everyone, please stand by.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. We actually have our new book coming out within the next few weeks. I'm real excited about that. Quarterbacking Success will be the third book that we've written. I actually had Lindsay write a chapter or two in this next book, but it's part of our radio TV show mantra around here, and it kind of details how we've really grown our real estate business to be in the top 1% of all realtors in Tampa Bay. So we're utilizing that as a tool for other realtors. And of course, if realtors would want to join our team, we'll of course give them a copy of that book as well, kind of give them an insight into our mind of what our goals are and what our strategy is. That way we can help you get to your goals, reach your goals as well with the Consumer Quarterback Show. So real excited about that, working with the godfather of ghostwriting on that, Eli Gonzalez. You've heard Lisa Walls on the show, but we're almost done. And Quarterbacking Success will be out very soon. So we got a great lineup for you here on the second half of the show. Lauren Frieder's in studio. She's an attorney here in Tampa Bay, Frank Charles Miranda Law. Coming up, we've got Fred DeFelice, the water genius here in Tampa Bay, waterscience.us. Fred DeFelice going to be here in studio. A couple of hot properties for this segment. We're going to put up a couple of hot properties here. If you're watching our TV show version, check out this property. We've got let's skip that one. We did that one just last segment. 5832 Beverly Drive, Hudson. Build your dream home. Water access, deep water access, sailboat access as well. Enjoy Gulf access. Check out that beautiful photography, compliments of Fabre framework. You can see the open waters of the Gulf of Mexico, sport fishing. Enjoy that Gulf living right here in Tampa Bay on this vacant lot. All right, 4102 West Sevilla Street in South Tampa. This is a South Tampa corner lot, beautiful property, almost 2,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3 bath, custom wine closets, terracotta porch, new wood floors. Great opportunity right here in Tampa Bay. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, attorney Lauren Frieder's in the house. Frank Charles Miranda Law, fcmlaw.com. Evictions, moratoriums. What are you seeing happening in that space?
Well, first, I wanted to say congratulations on the book because that's really awesome. That's
Appreciate
really cool.
that.
So right now, what do I see happening with an eviction moratorium? So as you know, at the state level, for Florida, there are no more eviction protections. So all we've got left is the CDC moratorium for evictions that expires December 31st. I do not believe it's going to be extended currently, so there's probably going to be a gap from January 1st until when Biden takes office because he has stated that he would like to extend the moratorium. Mm-hmm. And the reason I'm doubtful that they'll extend the current one that expires December 31st is because they already think, gosh, extend the student loan payments another month for somebody like me.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe it might be helpful to talk a little bit for ways for landlords, since we are doing evictions. They're moving forward quite easily. Mm-hmm. And I know you wanted to talk a little bit about the eviction via Zoom, but the eviction process and some tips for landlords that want to evict tenants and ways to help save them money, because I know a lot of landlords have been affected by not getting their rent payments from tenants for a long time. And then I do have some tips for tenants who might be evicted.
Yeah, it's such a challenging time. Look, I mean, check this scenario out. Let's just say, for example, there is a restaurant owner, or, insert any type of business here, right? You're forced to shut down. The government says you cannot. And in Florida, obviously, we have a little less of this, with DeSantis at the helm. But in other states. And I heard it said on a radio or maybe a TV show I was watching that if the government were to impose, hey, you can't work, you can't make money, they should at some point kick in and pay your rents, pay your mortgages. It seems like that's something that was, I forgot what they were quoting, but it said something about almost to the effect of personal property.
Yes.
You know, if you're taking something from personal property, it should be benefited. And by the way, the government's given out how many trillions of dollars lately? I think it was close to $7 or $8 trillion.
Yeah, and a lot of it hasn't been used either, and that's another problem.
Yes.
So I do completely agree. I mean, I am happy that Florida's open. You know, obviously we have a surge upon a surge, but you've got to be able to work, keep your businesses open.
Right.
I do believe there should probably be a state level mask mandate, just for extra precautions. But thank gosh we're in Florida and we are open and we're able to keep some businesses alive and incomes coming in for people, because I really just cannot imagine. I have family that lives in Ohio and Michigan, and they're under some really strict orders, and their numbers are just rising. So I don't necessarily think shutting down is the answer by any means.
Yeah.
I don't see that being that effective. So, you know, like we talked about, the evictions are moving forward in Florida. Part of that coincides with Governor DeSantis allowing under Phase 3 for any and all businesses to open. It's a right to work state. It's one of our, you know, rights under the Florida Constitution. So because there's no more protections unless we're talking about that CDC federal moratorium, which you've got to really understand it, and really we're already into December, so there's going to be that waiting period, that grace period. I do believe it will probably be extended under Biden. I don't know if there'll be different terms or conditions.
Yeah.
So in the interim, I was thinking about landlords. So first off, Florida evictions are super easy to understand. It's one of those statutes that reads very well and easy to an ordinary person. You don't have to be a lawyer to really figure it out.
Good.
So that is Florida Statute 83, and there's 3 parts to it. Part 1 governs non-residential tenancies, and Part 2 governs residential. And Part 3, you know, I got to be honest, I think it has to do with like mobile homes. Or storage units. I don't deal with that one, but I know there's 3 parts.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about ways for landlords and stuff that I see for them to go ahead and start evicting people and save money, since they've lost a lot of money.
Yep.
So one of the most important things that I tell my clients, whether it's residential or commercial, but we'll stick more with residential today, is to serve a proper 3-day notice to vacate or pay rent in whatever money is owed in rent, which gives the tenant 3 days to pay the outstanding monies owed or to surrender the property. And you've got to serve it properly. Typically, that means you're going to post it on the door. I prefer a service process server to do that, because then it's even more beneficial if you have to go to court and file that eviction. So do it the right way first, so that your lawsuit for eviction doesn't get dismissed, because I see it happen.
Lauren, we're running out of time, but I wanted to get to this scenario. I had a gentleman call me. He said his girlfriend was living in the house, been living in the house. It was an ex-girlfriend, by the way. Been living in his house, allegedly. And so would that same 3-day notice apply to that gentleman?
So that's going to be Florida Statute 82. And that, well, actually, better question. And I know we talked
about no lease was in place.
No lease. Okay. So that's such a typical case scenario. So you're looking at ejectment or unlawful detainer is what I would call it. Typically, it's kids that went back home and their parents want them out, or exes, just like you're saying.
There you go.
So it's a really simple procedure, just as simple as the eviction procedure. It just reads straight through.
And is it pretty blanket? Because I think he was in Hernando County, Hillsborough. Is it all pretty much
Yeah, it's going to be the same. I mean, you're always going to want to look county to county, and then actually within that court, because they might have different guidelines. But when I say Florida statute, that's controlled for all of Florida.
Yeah.
And you can literally go online to any like the clerk's offices or even the statute itself, and it gives you these self-help forms.
Good.
So you don't necessarily have to hire an attorney.
Right.
These are so simple to fill out, but you got to do it the right way.
Yes.
So like that notice we're talking about, that's a condition precedent to bringing an eviction lawsuit or unlawful detainer.
Yep.
If you don't do that, and the other side, the tenant's smart enough, guess what? You got to start all over again.
Yeah, you don't break in, change the locks while they're gone. Like, there's certain things definitely don't do.
No self-help
Be careful.
in Florida. No self-help in Florida. Do not do that.
Let's jump right to our final thought, parting words of wisdom. Attorney Lauren Frieder, Frank Charles Miranda Law. Give us some final words of wisdom or final thought.
Oh, geez. For everybody, really stay safe out there. We talked a lot about COVID and the liability for businesses. Put some protocols in place at your business. Follow the CDC guidelines. Just use common sense. Protect yourself, your loved ones, and others. We're all going through this together. If you have any business questions, eviction, real estate, personal injury, I am your go-to person on that stuff, and I'm more than always happy to help doing a free consultation. So you can give me a shout at 813-254-2637, extension 3. Shoot me an email at Lauren, Lauren, at fcmlaw.com. And it was a pleasure to be here with you, Brandon.
I'm going to give that number one more time. 813-254-2637.
Correct.
And extension 3, that's going to get you to Lauren Frieder, expert contributor here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, good stuff. We're coming up. We got Fred DeFelice, all that you'd want to know about water and probably some things you might not want to know about what's in your water supply right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the short break.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.